At 2, Judas.
No, it's me, Rose. So you two found out about this thing, too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Well, let me give you a little friendly advice. You're wasting your time. Because that $1,000 prize is going to be mine. When I was younger, I was known as the dancing fool.
How old were you when they dropped the dancing part?
Yowza, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 13th annual Jefferson Hospital Heart Charity Dance Marathon. Yes, sir. One word of caution before we begin. Contrary to what some folks thought last year, this marathon is not part of the cardiac rehabilitation program here at the hospital. So, if any of you toe tappers have more than 30% blockage, we implore you to leave the dance floor at this time. All right now, let's let the dance marathon begin. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Blanche, you're not going to believe this.
What?
I just twisted my ankle. I'm not going to be able to dance.
No, you have to.
I can't believe you forced me to dance all night in pain.
Oh, my.
I mean, if you win, you said you were going to take all the money. What do I get out of this evening?
Come here.
Let's samba.
Gentlemen, our charity dance marathon is now entering its 7th hour. Let's give our contestants a great big hand.
Hi, girls. How are you holding up?
Oh, fine. Just doing fine.
Terrific.
You know, this reminds me of the big dance back in St. Olaf to kick off Pretzel Week. My Uncle Gunther after the great beer nut shortage of 29.
Foul! Send a judge over here. This woman is trying to put us to sleep.
You're just exhausted and you're trying to blame it on me.
Exhausted? I'll show you who's exhausted. Maestro, how about something with a little octane?
Okay, little lady. All right, boys, take it away. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
For heaven's sake, go on.
No, Dave, I better do this by myself. You might get hurt. 3, 4.
Let's get into these Reddit comments, shall we?
The Monn Snark Page is out of control with all of these asinine rules. There was a thread called Why Go. It was asking questions that were point on about babes and roommates relationship. Gone. So when a highly active thread, especially one generating engagement and discussion, is suddenly removed, it doesn't just delete content. It interrupts the natural flow of community dialogue. It tells users, this conversation is no longer allowed to exist. So instead of controlling the narrative, over-censorship often amplifies it. And that's where the perception of heavy censorship begins. We all know their relationship is a joke. We all know Peter's using it, and Peter is the mod. Y'all. LOL, let's get into it. Ugly inside and out, he's living his best life, guys, good grief, he's so blessed you guys, he's trying so hard to prove that his legs are nicely toned. He has lost all his weight by walking 2 hours a night. He's not using a GLP-1, you know. He lost all his weight by dieting and walking. OMG, look at how amazing his legs and feet look. Everyone is noticing them and stopping him on the street. So toned. I can't. LOL, was absolutely not expecting that jump scare. His skin is the color of a hot dog. I just don't understand how no one around him is telling him how unhealthy he looks. They're too busy complimenting his clothes and his breath and his cologne and his legs and his feet and his hat. Don't you know that people flock to him in the streets to praise him? I feel like we're witnessing a spiral leading to a nosedive. Now let's really go over why everything is heavily monitored over on the Snark page. In the sprawling digital landscape of YouTube commentary and reality television recaps, few figures have cultivated quite the devoted yet divisive following as Peter Monn, the self-proclaimed dish-it-out commentator whose sharp-tongued videos on Bravo shows, celebrity drama, and pop culture minutiae have amassed a loyal audience over the years. Yet for every fan who tunes in for his unfiltered takes, there exists a parallel universe of critics who have gathered in spaces like the Peter Monn Snark Club, most notably the subreddit r/Peter Monn Snark, where the tables are meant to be turned. What began as a haven for humorous, biting commentary on Monn's content, mannerisms, and public persona has, over time, devolved into something far more constrained. A heavily moderated forum strangled by an ever-growing list of rules that prioritize civility, topic restriction, and personal boundaries over the very essence of snark itself. These rules, while perhaps well-intentioned in theory to prevent outright harassment or doxing, have in practice created an environment so sanitized and self-censoring that it undermines the club's core purpose, turning what should be a freewheeling roast session into a polite debate club where genuine observations about Monn's public life are off-limits or swiftly policed. The result is a frustrating paradox. A snark space that snarks with one hand tied behind its back, leaving participants yearning for the unbridled honesty that Monn himself dishes out daily on his channels. At the heart of the problem lies the subreddit's foundational rule demanding that members stay out of Peter's personal life, a directive that explicitly forbids discussions veering into his private relationships, health matters, or off-camera existence unless they are directly tied to something he has voluntarily shared on social media. On the surface, this might sound reasonable. After all, no one wants a forum descending into malicious stalking or real-world interference. But in execution, it functions as a sweeping gag order that blankets nearly every juicy angle of critique. Monn built his brand on dissecting the personal failings, hypocrisies, and lifestyle choices of others, often with zero hesitation when it comes to speculating about celebrities' motives, diets, or romantic entanglements, yet when the spotlight swings back toward him, the rules snap shut like a vault door. Moderators enforce this with a three-strike system and calls for civility, which in practice means that even mild observations about visible changes in Monn's appearance or behavior are flagged as off-topic or overly personal. The community's own description acknowledges this tension, admitting it is not really a true snark page but rather one that welcomes only critical commentary within narrow bounds. What's left is a space where posters tiptoe around the elephant in the room, posting vague complaints about video quality or editing choices, while the more substantive, and frankly, more entertaining, conversations about Monn's public evolution are quashed before they can gain traction. This overabundance of rules doesn't foster healthier discourse, it stifles it, breeding resentment among longtime members who joined expecting the same level of unapologetic scrutiny Monn applies to everyone else. In a world where social media already rewards performative politeness, the Snark Club's rulebook feels like an unnecessary layer of corporate-style moderation that protects the very target it was created to examine. Compounding this frustration is the way these restrictions directly impact the most glaring and widely discussed aspect of Monn's recent public persona, the unmistakable evidence that he is using Ozempic, or some form of semaglutide. For weight loss, despite repeated implications, deflections, and outright avoidance of the topic on his end, the transformation has been impossible to ignore for anyone who has followed Monn's content over the past couple of years. Where once viewers saw a fuller-faced, heavier-set commentator whose videos often touched on his lifelong struggles with weight, the current iteration presents a markedly slimmer, almost gaunt figure whose facial features have taken on the telltale signs so commonly associated with the drug. Ozempic face, as it has been colloquially dubbed across countless online forums and celebrity gossip circles, manifests in precisely the ways Monn now displays. Hollow cheeks, pronounced jawlines that were once softer, sagging skin that suggests rapid rather than gradual loss, and an overall aged, drawn appearance that contrasts sharply with the healthier glow one might expect from sustainable diet and exercise alone. Community members in the Snark Club and beyond have pointed this out repeatedly, noting how Monn's weight dropped dramatically and visibly in a short time frame, far exceeding what most people achieve through willpower or gym routines without pharmaceutical assistance. Yet every time these observations surface, even when framed as light-hearted speculation rather than accusation, threads are removed, comments deleted, or posters warned for violating the personal life rule. It is a glaring example of how the club's excessive regulations actively suppress the very conversations that make Snark worthwhile, holding public figures accountable when their actions contradict their messaging. The evidence pointing to Ozempic use is not some baseless conspiracy cooked up in the fever swamps of the internet. It is rooted in observable, before and after realities that Monn himself has inadvertently highlighted through his content. Longtime viewers recall his earlier videos where he openly discussed the challenges of maintaining weight loss, the frustrations of yo-yo dieting, and the physical toll of carrying extra pounds, topics that lent authenticity to his everyman persona. Then, seemingly overnight, the scale tipped dramatically. Monn's face slimmed to an extent that defies typical non-medical weight loss patterns, his clothing fit differently in a way that suggested targeted fat reduction, and his overall energy in videos shifted in tandem with the physical change. Critics and supporters alike have noted the classic Ozempic hallmarks. The loss of facial volume that creates a prematurely aged look, the way the skin appears looser around the neck and jaw, and the speed of the transformation that aligns more with the drug's appetite-suppressing effects than with any publicly disclosed lifestyle overhaul. Monn has never come out and confirmed use, which is his prerogative, but his pattern of deleting comments, removing threads, and sidestepping direct questions on the matter only fuels the suspicion. When a content creator whose entire platform revolves around calling out others' inconsistencies suddenly becomes evasive about his own body, it invites exactly the kind of scrutiny the Snark Club was designed to provide, yet the rules prevent that scrutiny from happening in the one place built for it. Videos circulating outside the subreddit explicitly call out this behavior, accusing Monn of lying by omission or deflection, and the community consensus is clear. The visual evidence, combined with the rapid timeline and his history of weight-related content, makes the Ozempic conclusion not only plausible but probable. To pretend otherwise under the guise of staying out of personal life feels like gaslighting the very audience that has watched the change unfold in real time. Ultimately, the Peter Monn Snark Club's overload of rules reveals a deeper irony about online spaces dedicated to commentary and critique. What starts as a rebellious counterpoint to a public figure's influence ends up mirroring the very censorship and selective narrative control it claims to oppose. By shielding Monn's personal transformations, like the dramatic weight loss that screams pharmaceutical intervention, from open discussion, the moderators have transformed a potentially vibrant hub of witty takedowns into a toothless echo chamber where the most obvious topics are declared verboten. Meanwhile, the Ozempic question lingers as a perfect case study in why those rules do more harm than good. It is not invasive prying into private medical records but rather commentary on a highly visible, self-presented change by someone who profits from public performance. Fans and critics alike deserve a space to connect the dots without fear of strikes or deletions, especially when the subject has spent years connecting dots about everyone else. Until the Snark Club loosens its grip and embraces the unfiltered spirit that gave it life, it will remain a pale imitation of true snark, constrained, cautious, and, ironically, far less entertaining than the man it exists to roast. In the end, the rules haven't protected Peter Monn, they've simply proven that even in the wild west of Reddit, too much structure can kill the fun. And it's real rich coming from this as who has destroyed lives in his wake.
could have danced all night, but my back ain't right. One twist and I pulled something deep. I could have twirled and spun, but now I'm done. I'm done. Just icing my knees and asleep. I could have danced all night. Now my thighs are a sight. From hummus and salads galore, I reach for grace and flair. Oh, the muscle there, and babe doesn't want anymore. Oh, I was light as air till I hit that chair. With a groan heard clear across the floor. Now I sip my tea with the heating pad on me, and I'm not getting up anymore. I could have danced all night in the soft moonlight. Now I'm Googling what's that sore, with a wrap on tight and a limp to the right, and babe doesn't want anymore. I could have danced all night in the soft moonlight. Now I'm Googling what's that sore, with a wrap on tight and a limp to the right, and babe doesn't want anymore. Once I was spry and divine, now I creep when I stand in line. Thought I'd serve elegance, charm, and delight. Now I'm booking a massage by night tonight. I could have danced all night, but my back ain't right, and my hips said absolutely not. From salads and dips to these traitorous hips, this was not the glow up I thought. So I'll sit outside and continue to lie. Let the dream pass me by. With the cushion I brought from the store, I could have danced all night, but babe said goodnight, and babe doesn't want any more.